Mason. I'm the Director of Engineering Career Services. I'd like to introduce Manjit Gombra Singh, who is the founder, really, of our mentoring program. He started the program how many years ago now, Manjit? I'm not even sure. You're going to have to give them that history. But let me turn it over to Manjit. He's going to kick us off this afternoon, and then you'll hear from Kayla Soto, our mentoring coordinator, and I'll have a few things to say, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end. So we're glad you're with us. Manjit.
So Manjit, just to make sure, you need to unmute yourself and turn on your camera so that we can see and hear you. And if you're having issues, send a message and I can cover your portion. Oh, no, there we go.
I think I know how to press a couple of buttons by now. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be with such an esteemed company. This afternoon, we are here to make a difference in a student's life. And that's what this whole program is about. We started this program as a trial program about 4 years back when Dean Venkat at College of Engineering approved a program where we could take in 4 students and learn a few lessons by running this program, and then expand it over the next few years. And to our pleasure, we have been actually somewhat successful in not only having a great program in the first year, but every year at least doubling the number of students and also doubling the number of mentors. So the program was set up to really help the students, like I mentioned. Kayla, help me out with the presentation. If you could just move to the next slide, please. We had what we found was that the students were obviously getting trained on the academic side, but there was a really big gap between training on the academic side and then going and looking for a job. There's a gap, and there's a lot of anxiety that gets built up over time, especially over the 3rd and 4th year, as one is transitioning and kind of saying what my next step is. And so this program is really set up to create a smooth channel between the academic world and the industry. And that's why we call it an industry mentorship program. That's a unique feature of the program. We take really experienced professionals from the industry who then become mentors. And we are blessed to have more than 36 mentors who have joined the program now to mentor the students. The second element of the program was, unlike other programs, which are traditionally are one-to-one or a small group for a short period of time, this group actually stays together until the student graduates. So it's a long-term commitment, both on the student's part as well as the mentor's part. And given that level of commitment, again, we've been very pleased with the response we've gotten. But that's essential because the first few months are really about understanding the students' goals. It's really about understanding the student and forming the relationship between the mentor and the mentee. But then you cannot get to leverage that quarter after quarter after quarter until the student graduates. The third element of the program is it's really focused on preparing them for the next step. The academics are well covered by the College of Engineering. The students have several areas of help that they could get from within the university. But our focus here is to really help with the transition to the next step after they graduate. Not only they graduate from the college, but are also well prepared to enter the industry, or in some cases, if they want to go back and pursue further studies, that's something that we would support through the program. The other element of the program and the final bit was that we wanted to do it in a group setting. And that's a variable that we have played with over the last 3 years. We started the program with a fairly strict guideline saying each mentor will have 3 to 4 students, and we want to formulate a group environment for the whole cohort, because when you go to the industry, you're actually working in team settings, and we wanted to start formulating that. So that was an element of that. though over the last couple of years, as we have tried to fit this program into the Rebel Forwards, mentorship program, that's something we are still trialing. So we are now starting with a 3-month program, but we do expect that most of these relationships and the mentorship program will continue for the students and mentors for an extended period of time, hopefully through the graduation. So that's really what we are about. Our goal here is very simple. Every student that wants to be mentored, we want to provide an opportunity for them to be mentored by an industry professional along the lines that I've described just now. Next slide, please. Yeah, so here are some statistics. Last year we had 19 and we have 32 mentors right now. And there are a few people like myself and Marian and Kayla. We support the program so that the program is continuing to expand. And then the mentors and mentees have the support, the need through materials, through tools, and throughout any questions that might emerge as the program evolves. A little bit about myself. I worked as the Chief Technology Officer at Aristocrat, and subsequently I founded a cybersecurity company called Drivstar, which is a Las Vegas-based company, and the UNLV relationship has been really, really wonderful in helping in that area. And then thirdly, I'm also president of a sports betting company called PointsBet. So I've got my hands in a few things here, and I'm really, I can't express to you how happy I am that this program exists to help the students, and I'm really grateful to all the mentors that have joined in on this mission to provide a smooth journey for our students as they look to transition from academic world to the next step in their lives. With that, I will hand it over to Marian. She'll walk us through a few of the topics, and then we will go over to Kayla. Marian.
Thank you so much, Manjit. Appreciate that background. And everyone, happy Friday. We're so glad you're here with us. I see a lot of familiar names in the participant group. And as Manjit said, I can't express to you how appreciative we are, because we know how busy so many of you are, especially now. Things are really starting to pick up. We're seeing students back on campus. There's a lot more traffic in the area. I think it feels really good that we're starting to sense some normalcy returning. So we very much appreciate your participation in this. And of course, we have a new platform now with the Rebels Mentoring program, and that is making our lives a lot easier, streamlining it. Technology is great when you have it, so we're very thankful that we have this platform to be able to use this for the program. Right now, you're looking at the grouping of all of the current mentors. And of course, the UNLV next to their name identifies them as an alum. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see we've got a very prestigious group of mentors, which is a lot of the reason why Manjit and I are so grateful that we have such a great, diverse group of not only CEOs, but project engineers, owners, you name it. It's all across the board, and it's representing all of our majors. And of course, we want to continue to grow this group. And when we get back to campus and in person, we really want to see all of your faces in person, and can't wait to see you when that happens. We can go to the next slide. Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Marian. And so now on to more of the program details. I know many of you applied to this program, but you may still be needing some more details about what it is. This program is one-on-one mentoring, and you are encouraged to meet with your mentor and mentee at least once a month for a 1-hour meeting, and then one additional interaction. This additional interaction can be anything from you inviting the mentee to your office space if it's COVID safe, and if the mentee wants to show you any project that they're working on, any presentation that they're doing, that's also another additional interaction. Again, this is encouraged. You can meet more if something comes up and you can't meet with them. That's understandable. More details about how you are paired. The mentors are paired and connected with 1 or 2 mentees. And this depends whether or not the mentor is available for 1 or 2 mentees, and that's something that they let me know. And the way that I made the different pairings is based on your major. If you're a mechanical engineering student, I tried my best to pair you with a mechanical engineering mentor. And the same goes for all other majors. However, for this semester, like last semester, there was an abundance and a variety of different student applications. So because of applications and because of the mentors we have available, you may be paired with a mentor that isn't exactly within your same major, but still has industry experience that they can offer to you. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. So for example, there are some mechanical engineering students with electrical engineering mentors, but that is still a great opportunity for you to learn from them. And so currently, the connection, like Manjit said, is a 3-month connection. So it's about a semester long starting today. But you have the option at the end of the 3 months to let me know if you want to stay with the same mentor or mentee, or if you would like to be reassigned to a different mentor. And students are encouraged to stay in the program until they graduate, and hopefully with the same mentor. So hopefully you can take full advantage of the program. So logging into Rebels Forward, this is the primary interface that you're going to look at. This is kind of the plan and the checklist of things you should be doing, but this is not a homework assignment. It's not strict deadlines. I know you can see a bit of the dates right here, but again, these are not strict deadlines. This is more of just like a guide and just making sure that you are doing what you should be doing or what you could be doing in your mentoring connection. So for example, you want to prepare for your first meeting, schedule your first meeting, establish your goals, and then within the first month, there's an update survey just to see how you're going. This is another closer view of what Rebels Forward looks like for you. So for example, we first saw the plan, which was the checklist of items. You're also able to message your mentor. You can schedule meetings in here, and you can also make goals, which is my favorite feature of the Rebels Forward app. These are actually goals that I had last semester as a mentee. I wanted to expand my resources, and then I added more details about it, that goal. I wanted to start making connections and practice my drafting skills. So these are goals that I made with my mentor last semester, and that we worked towards these goals. She gave me advice on them, and that's another option for you when you log into Rebels Forward. And additional to that, you also have different help resources. I definitely encourage you guys to log into Rebels Forward and kind of just browse through the different articles. There's some free question articles there where you can understand more about the program. You can even read about other ideas and other ways to really get the most out of your connection plan and other topic conversation starters. I really encourage you guys to download the Cronus app. I understand how exhausting it is looking at a screen all day, whether it's for work or for meetings with even your family or homework and schoolwork. I'm also pretty tired of it sometimes, and it's also easy to miss notifications. It's easy to miss an email, which is something I understand. However, if you are able to, I encourage you to download the Cronus app. This ensures that you're not missing any announcements that I send out to you, and you're not missing any messages that your mentor sends to you. If you happen to miss an announcement from me, odds are I'm going to send you an email in like a week just to remind you. That's what I did with this orientation. I had a feeling most people weren't seeing the notification I sent them, so I had to send them another email as well. So here is an overview of your 3-month connection. All new connections, whether you're a new mentee to the program or you are being reconnected with a different mentor this semester, all connections are starting today. You should have received an email earlier today about who your mentor and who your mentees are. And at the very beginning, you'll want to upload any forms and agreements. There's an agreement form where you work together with your mentor and mentee to come to an agreement to what you two expect from this relationship. You'll also want to establish your goals within this first month and complete the first checkpoint survey. Then this connection also extends to May and June. Some more important dates to take note is that May 15th is when the spring semester ends. So mentors, if your mentee isn't communicating with you in early May, they're probably studying for their finals and taking their finals. And then June 3rd, like I said, is your evaluation survey. This is where you can clarify to myself whether or not you want to stay in the program, if you want to stay with the same mentor, or if you would like to switch mentors and mentees. So just to reiterate, from March to June, you'll be scheduling monthly meetings with your mentor. If you would like to meet with them more often, that's perfectly fine as long as it works with both of your schedules. You want to be asking them questions within these meetings and just really trying to get the most from the program. You'll want to create a goal plan and complete the surveys that are in Rebels Forward. And something I would really like to drill in with all the mentees is that you get out what you put in. All the effort that you put into this program is going to reflect in the progress that you've made. Here are some quotes from students from last semester and even a mentor from last semester. Students have told me that their mentor has helped them prepare them for their future career, that has helped shape their future as an engineer. And a mentor, a great quote that I got was that they hope to work with their mentee in the professional world someday. So there's something to really gain from not only the mentor side, but also the mentee side. And another thing to really think about and realize is that, like Manjit said, this is focused on industry and career planning. Your mentor is not here to help you with academic help. That's something you can get from the tutoring center. And if you need more information about the tutoring center, you can email me. I can help you with that. And now I'll pass it on to Marian.
And Kayla, I'm sorry I didn't properly introduce you. I was thinking I had the next slide, so that's why I didn't say, and here's Kayla. So forgive me, everybody. So that was our wonderful mentoring coordinator, Kayla Soto, who, by the way, is a double major in mechanical engineering and entertainment engineering and design. I toot her horn all the time. We're so lucky to have her. She runs this program. She knows more about it than I do, to be honest with you. She really does. And she's done a fabulous job in 2 semesters, and we're still going full steam ahead. So thank you, Kayla. We did get a question from Rebecca Smith about the name of the app. It's called Cronus. So just so you understand, Rebels Forward is the name of our program, but we're using an app or a platform called Cronus. And it's CHRONUS, and we can send that out to everybody if somebody wants to. I don't know how to answer in the chat because I was trying to answer Rebecca and it was not working. So see, I'm still figuring this platform out too, or for Remo. But great question. Thank you for asking that. And mentees, we're really, really glad you're here with us as well. I put a lot of energy into the mentors, but you are equally important, and I don't want to underestimate your participation in this program as well. We can't do it without you, of course. So let's go over some guidelines. And you can read all of this, folks. So just take a look at it. I'm not going to read it to you. Everyone's educated here. The key pieces are whatever you share with each other as mentors and mentees, you want to keep that confidential, right? Just think HIPAA. Can't share anything with anybody. We really want this to be a fun, creative, fostering relationship that helps the mentee become more self-confident and encouraged by their career path. It's really great for you, mentors, to provide honest and constructive feedback. We really don't want you to criticize, but we want you to be constructive. And there's a fine line there, and you know what I'm talking about. Especially now, people are a little tender and I wouldn't say fragile, but I think this pandemic has shaken some of their confidence. And right now, we really need you to help build that back. I think a lot of students are worried that they're entering one of the worst job markets, certainly that they've seen in their lifetime. If you're older, you've seen it happen before, but they haven't necessarily experienced this. So any tips on that is going to be huge for them. And then we want you to consider leveraging your professional network to really help these students. You know, you're not here to give them advice on everything. As we talked about, this is not about academics. And if you get really, really busy, and I think this is a key point, just be sure you reach out to your mentees and say, can't meet with you on the scheduled date. Let's reschedule and so on. Try not to ignore them. Just let them know. That communication, as you know, you all know this, is key. So let's go to the next slide, and I believe it's about the mentees, and we'll just touch on some things there. So mentees, okay, I'm speaking to you now. So really want you to be taking the initiative, right? Don't wait for your mentor to reach out to you. you reach out to them and say, I'm here and I would love some help on my resume, or could we do a mock interview, or could I talk to you? I've got an opportunity and I need to learn how to negotiate a salary. Those are all great topics. Reach out to them, be proactive, understand what you really want from this relationship, and then communicate that to your mentor. And then make sure you're watching your time management and you're setting aside time for this relationship. As Kayla said earlier, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. We also encourage you to be open and honest with your mentor. A lot of people get very close. I mean, folks get tight with each other after a year of doing this, and they become very, very close friends, and they develop an ongoing relationship. So mentees, we don't want you to really ask the mentors for advice on everything. Try to stay in your lane with career planning. That's really what this is about. Have a purpose in each request. You know, we don't want you to get upset if the relationship doesn't work out. Let's just see if we can find someone who's a better fit for you. And that goes for the mentors as well. You know, these are busy people and they're not going to have all the answers to everything. But it doesn't hurt if you have good intentions and you're just curious and you just want to ask. That's what this is about. Now, the very last thing, notice that it's bolded. So a lot of people in the beginning, mentees, when they would join the program, they would tell us, quite frankly, the only reason I'm joining this program is because I want this person to help me get an internship or a job. And, you know, that could possibly be an end result, but that is not the purpose of this program. You know, it's not about the where you land, it's about the journey, and you're going to learn a lot from this person along the journey. So that might be a cherry on top at the end, it might not. So don't expect that. And I'm not sure where we go from here. Kayla, do I throw it back to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Kayla.
So Marian sort of touched on this about what sort of questions you can ask your mentor. In the beginning, I would recommend that you guys get to know each other's background a little more, especially if your mentor is not in the same major as you. It would be really beneficial to learn what is their background, their career aspirations, and vice versa. Get to know about their hobbies and jobs, any projects that they're working on. That's something we're going to be doing today, and the reasons why this orientation is I'm trying to keep this orientation short so you have more time in the mixer to speak with everyone else in the program. That way, once you get to know each other, it's easier to make your goals and really understand what are you trying to get out from this program. Are you trying to gain more networking skills? Are you trying to advance your career? Are you trying to learn more about what the industry is? It's really up to you and you working with your mentor. Once you create a list of goals, you can then work with your mentor to really attack them and see how can you make progress to reach these goals. And so these are just a few discussion ideas for when you guys meet. And now I know we zipped through this orientation. It was a lot quicker than last time. And so now we'll be opening up to question and answers. If any of you guys have any questions, I see one just popped up. Oh, it's still if your mentor could not come today. So to those that don't have a mentor or a mentee that comes today, you will be able to go to other tables and discuss or talk with other people. I think it's really beneficial not only to be able to connect to the mentee and mentors that you're paired with, but also to know other people in this program. So for example, say there's mechanical engineering mentors here that would also like to know more about different companies that other mentors are working at. I think you could learn a lot from them. Hopefully that answered your question. Do you guys have any other questions about the program?
Kayla, we have someone who'd like to speak, so I'm going to promote them to the stage. So if you could stop sharing your slides, that'd be great.
Yes.
I'm just going to quickly say thank you, Dr. Jiang, for your note. He mentioned on behalf of Dean Bencat, who could not be with us today. He did join us last time. He wants to thank us all for participating in the program, and we appreciate you saying that, Dr. Jiang. Thank you so much.
Hey y'all, my name is Peter Matich. I'm a second-year mechanical engineering student. First, I just wanted to say thank you to Marian, Kayla, and Manjit for being able to set up this program for another semester. This is great. I was just kind of looking at the slides from earlier on in the presentation, and I noticed that Manjit's email wasn't listed. Do you know if I'd be able to get his contact in case I had any questions for him specifically? Thanks.
Happy to supply that to you offline. Thank you.
Okay, the reason why I didn't want to put Manjit's email is because it's mainly myself and Marian working with the program every day, and Manjit oversees it, but I will send your information to him.
Thank you.
That's good networking, Pitar. Way to go.
Are there any other questions? We have about 2 more minutes for questions.
Oh, come on, you guys. You got to have some questions. Throw something out there at us. Make us work for this.
Yeah. I guess another thing to reiterate, especially because I closed my slides and the last slide was somewhat important. If you guys ever have questions, you can email myself and Marian. You can also message us through the Rebels Forward website. And for example, if you're not able to get in contact with your mentor or mentee, you can definitely let us know.
Sorry, one last thing. I'd like to also mention that if you click on the icons of each individual at the table, you can capture their contact information. You can place links in there for their LinkedIn as well as their appointments or any other type of Facebook or other types of social media. So don't forget to use that when you're out on the floor.
Thank you, Latika. So now we'll break into our different tables. So once we exit this presentation, you've noticed that there's different tables and each table is labeled by last name. It starts off with the mentor last name and the 2 mentees last name. You're able to zoom in if you have a hard time reading the screen and reading the tables. So you'll want to be able to navigate to your table and wait for your mentee or mentor. There are 2 different floors. So if your name is not in the first floor of tables, on your right side of the screen, you should be able to see a little grid that is labeled 1 and 2 for floors. You can try going to the second floor to find your last name and table. If your mentor or mentee is not there, feel free to go into the side tables, which is the lounge area, and wait for other mentors and mentees who their pairs also didn't come in. So essentially, it's just an open mixer for you guys to speak with each other, get to know one another, and really network if you would like. And also myself, Manjit, and Marian will be available to answer any questions. We will be on the first floor in the Engineering Career Services table. And Latika will also be here to help you with any questions you have about this platform and any other IT or tech-related questions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. I hope you gain a lot from this program. We all worked really hard for it. And we'll open it up to the networking or the mixer for today.